Hey guys, it's Tuesday and we have a new math lesson. We are still talking about lines of symmetry, and today's goal is to be able to identify lines of symmetry on figures or shapes, we say. Yesterday we learned some new vocabulary related to lines of symmetry, so today we are going to use what we already know about identifying when a figure has lines of symmetry and when a figure does not have lines of symmetry. So remember, a line of symmetry divides a shape into two parts that look exactly the same. They're like that mirror image, so it's exactly the same on each side. So let's see what this video has to say.
What it means for a shape. Which shapes are symmetrical? To answer this, we need to know what it means for a shape to be symmetrical. A shape is symmetrical if it has at least one line of symmetry. A line of symmetry. And now that answer is only helpful if we know what a line of symmetry is. So let's talk about it. A line of symmetry is a line where we can fold the image and have both halves match exactly. Let's look at an example. Let's maybe draw a circle, and then we can put a line on that circle. Let's draw a line maybe somewhere like this. This line is a line of symmetry if we can take one side of the line and fold it onto the other and have them match exactly. So let's take one side, doesn't matter which one, let's say the top side. And if we were going to fold this top side down onto the bottom, would it match exactly what is shown under here? Let's see, it would probably look something like this. And does that match exactly? No, definitely not. So this is not a line of symmetry. Let's try another line. Maybe if we drew a line, and we'll try to get as close down the center as we can here, like this. Try to be as close to the center as possible. And here, if we took one side, again, it doesn't matter which side, let's say over here, let's say the left side, and we folded this left side onto the right side, would it match exactly? And if our line truly was in the center of this circle, then yes, it would, which means that this line is a line of symmetry. And because we can draw this line of symmetry on our circle, it means that our circle is symmetrical. Shapes are symmetrical if they have at least one line of symmetry. And circles have many, many, many lines of symmetry. There was many places we could have drawn a line and folded it so that it worked, so the two halves matched exactly. But here's one, and as soon as we find one, we know we have a symmetrical shape. So let's go back to the shapes we were given. We can start with the triangle. If we draw a line, maybe a vertical line, let's try to draw it as close to the middle as possible, something like this. And we fold, let's take one side, if we fold this side over, these two lines might match up nicely. But this line here is going to create something more like this, which does not match which is what's shown over here. So that's not a line of symmetry. And anywhere else vertical, same thing. We're not going to have it lined up. So let's try maybe a horizontal line. Is there anywhere horizontally we could draw a line? And again, I think we're going to see the same thing, that the top and the bottom of the line are not going to match up exactly. So maybe one last thing we could try is a diagonal line, something like this. Maybe this could be our line of symmetry. If we fold this bottom side, this might line up pretty nice here. And then this side is going to do something like this. So it's close, it's the closest we've gotten, but still does not match exactly. For it to be a line of symmetry, it needs to match exactly. So we weren't able to find a way to draw a vertical line or a horizontal line or even the diagonal line. So this shape has no lines of symmetry, so we can say it is not symmetrical. Moving on to the rectangle, let's try here. Again, this time I will try a horizontal line. We can draw one right here. And if that line truly is in the middle, which is what I've tried for, then this side should match up nicely to this one. Across the top should match across the bottom. And these sides, if I was right at the halfway point, should fold over each other also. So it has a line of symmetry, so it is symmetrical. It has more than one line of symmetry. It has another one in the middle right here. But once we found one, we know that it's symmetrical. And finally, let's look, we have a pentagon. Here again, trying a line in the middle in some way is usually a good place to start. We can try to draw a line right, if this is right down the center here. Then if we folded this side, should line up nicely to this side, and this side would overlap, and these two would match exactly. So again, has one line of symmetry, so it is symmetrical. And just like the rectangle, this one had quite a few lines of symmetry. Here's another line of symmetry. Here's another line of symmetry. Here's one more line of symmetry. And so it has quite a few. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of symmetry. But as long as it has one, it is symmetrical. So of the shapes we were given, the rectangle and the pentagon were symmetrical.
All right. So that's kind of giving you a small overview on lines of symmetry. How can you tell shapes have lines of symmetry? It's just by doing what she did in the video. She drew some lines. Is it going to match on both sides? So you really have to do some looking, and you have to make a decision based on that line of symmetry. Okay, so let's just kind of get back to this here. How do you find the line of symmetry in this figure? Well, I can draw a line down the middle. I can draw a line horizontally. Okay, and that would show me that we have matching equal on both sides. Okay, same thing with these lines down the middle, symmetrical. Okay, lines on the sides, yes, symmetrical. Diagonal lines on a square, yes. Diagonal lines on a circle, yes. This triangle only has one line of symmetry because if you try to draw another line anywhere, you could draw a diagonal line. Actually, no, you can't draw a diagonal line. That wouldn't be symmetrical. So this triangle would only have one line of symmetry. So you just kind of have to draw a line, see if it fits on both sides, and that's that. So remember, when we fold on the line of symmetry, we need to have 2 equal parts on each side. So like this black line, it's not going to work because if you fold this down or if you fold this part up, it's not going to match. It's not going to be the same. This orange line, it's not going to work either because when you fold this part down or when you fold this part up, it's not going to match. Same thing with this line. If you fold it, it'll be close, but it's not going to match. It's not going to have that same mirror image. Just to review, we have horizontal lines of symmetry, vertical lines of symmetry, and diagonal lines of symmetry. We learned that yesterday. Horizontal is from side to side, vertical is up and down, and diagonal looks like this. So this rectangle has one vertical line of symmetry. It goes up and down, and then when you fold it over, there are the same, both sides are the same. It's that mirror image. This rectangle has one horizontal line of symmetry. So again, side to side, folding it, it's equal. Okay, it's the same size. And this rectangle, again, has 2 diagonal lines of symmetry, one going this way and one going that way. When you fold each side here, they are symmetrical. How many lines of symmetry are in this rectangle? Well, there's 1 vertical, 2, okay, second line is horizontal, 3, 4 are diagonal. Okay, so there's 4 lines of symmetry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Today's assignment, today's task for you today, you are going to be looking at looking at each one of these drawings and looking at each one of these lines of symmetry, okay? And you're going to either tell me yes or no to see if the line is a line of symmetry. So you're going to look at number 8 and you're going to say, is this a line of symmetry? If I fold this, if I had a piece of paper that looks like this, and if I folded it in half with this line of symmetry going down the middle, is it going to be the same amount? Is it going to be that mirror image? Is it going to match? If you think yes, it is a line of symmetry, you're going to type into the slide, yes. If you think it's no, you're going to type into the slide and you're going to say no. Same thing with number 9. If I fold number 9, is it going to cover everything over here? Okay, I want you to look at the shape for a second, okay, because it's not just a rectangle, it's a rectangle with a little bit of a ending here. So if I fold all this over, is it all going to match up? Yes or no? Same thing with number 10. If I fold this side over, is it going to match? Yes or no? And then number 11, is this a line of symmetry? If I fold this over, is it going to be equal, the same, symmetrical? Yes or no? So that's all you're doing. You're either telling me yes or no on 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay? So make sure you type into the slides and submit. Once you submit, once you finish, as always, let me know when you're done so I can give you credit. All right? Hope this helped, and I'll talk to you guys later.